What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for September 21st through September 27th, 2023. In regards to new content this week, we unfortunately did not receive anything new. However, remember that we only have one drip feed vehicle left for this DLC, which is the Albany Brigham, and that one should be releasing on October 12th, which is when the GTA Plus benefits change. But anyways, the current prize ride for this week is the Nero. This one is primarily based on the Bugatti Chiron and has a normal price of about 1.4 million. To get it for free, you have to place top 5 in an LS Carmate Series race for only 3 days in a row, so pretty easy this week, especially for a vehicle this expensive. In regards to performance, it's in the supercar class and isn't that competitive anymore, being a mid-tier supercar for track performance. However, it is a very nice car to drive with that awesome active spoiler. Plus, remember that you can always bring it into Benny's to turn it into a Nero Custom, which is faster and has more customization, but you will lose that active spoiler if you do the Benny's conversion, so keep that in mind. Continuing to the test drive vehicles for this week, we have the Jester, the Contender, and the Rustin as well. And all 3 of these were removed website cars, so definitely make sure to get them this week if you've been wanting to get one. And for current gen console users, we have the HSW Turismo Classic as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Stinger. This vehicle is primarily based on the Ferrari 250 GT California Spider, mixed with the Ferrari 275 GTS Spider as well, and it has a normal price of $850,000. However, it was a removed website car, so keep that in mind. Now, the Stinger GT was on the podium a couple weeks ago, so that's interesting how they're putting the regular variant on the podium this time around. In regards to performance, this one's in the Sports Classics class and is a mid-tier performing car in the class, so not all that quick, but it's still a really nice car to drive and it looks great in a nice classic car garage. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, for luxury autos, we have the Tyrus and the RE7B as well. And both of these were removed website cars, so make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. Continuing to Simeon's, we have the Comet, the Coquette Blackfin, the Hustler, the Sterling GT, and the Vapid Click as well. And all of these were removed website cars as well, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them, especially the Sterling GT and the Comet, which the Comet you do need if you want to convert it into the Comet Retro Custom at Benny's. So wow, between the casino podium car, the test ride, and both dealerships, we have 8 removed website cars you can acquire this week, pretty substantial. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we have 40% off the auto shop properties as well as the upgrades and renovations for it as well. I highly recommend this property business if you don't already own it. It allows you to max out the internal performance modifications on your cars even if you don't have them unlocked. Plus, it has the customer delivery business that oftentimes spawns in removed website cars that you can buy, and of course the many heists, which are called contracts, that you can do solo, and they actually pay out pretty well. Definitely one of my favorite businesses in the game for sure, especially for newer players. Continuing to vehicle discounts, we have 50% off the Jester from the test ride, which again was a removed website car and was already pretty cheap at $240,000 when you used to be able to buy it, and it is now even cheaper at only $120,000. This car is in a sports car class and is a pretty quick, above average performing sports car with some awesome styling and customization. Next up, we have 30% off the Tyrus from Luxury Autos, which again was a removed website car. This one's in the supercar class and is a mid-tier performing car with great handling, but it's still pretty pricey, so definitely keep that in mind. Moving on to Simeon's, we have 40% off the Sterling GT, which is one of the fastest cars in the Sports Classics class, especially if you install the HSW upgrades. Highly recommend this one if you don't already own it. It's an absolute steal at this price. And lastly, from Simeon's, we have 40% off the Vapid Click, which again was a removed website car. This one's in the muscle car class and is a top 5 performing car in the class around most tracks. It has great handling and some pretty decent customization as well. This one is a great buy if you don't already own it. Moving on to Legendary Motor Store website, we have 30% off the Broadway. So this car is in the muscle car class and is one of these slower performing cars, which is to be expected for a car like this. It's more of a cruiser and it has great customization and detail as well. I really like this car and I definitely recommend it if you're looking to build a nice classic cruiser. It's definitely the perfect car for that. Next up, onto the Southern San Andreas website, we have 40% off the Brioso 300. So this one is a great deal considering all the customization it has. It's not a quick car by any means, but it's still a pretty fun one to drive and customize. And lastly, we have 40% off the Weevil. So this one's a lot faster than the Brioso 300 and has great customization as well. They're both great cars that I think are really good deals with this discount. And lastly, moving on to the Benny's website, we have 40% off the Benny's custom conversion costs for every single Benny's car. That is very substantial. Definitely make sure to visit Benny's this week and upgrade some of the cars you've been wanting to upgrade for a while. Definitely the best time to do so. In regards to clothing discounts, we have 50% off the LS Carmate Racing suits this week, which is pretty good. Continuing to free items this week, you'll get the Alpine hat just for logging in this week, which is pretty cool. Moving on to the gun van, we have the following weapons available this week. Next up, on to Triple Money, we have Triple Money NRP on taxi work this week, which I guess is okay, but even with Triple Money, it doesn't really pay out all that well. It's more of something you do for roleplay and stuff like that. Continuing to Double Money, we have Double Money NRP on the Adversary Mode Overtime Rumble, plus the Auto Shop Business Client Deliveries, Exotic Exports, and finally, the Auto Shop Robbery Contracts, which are essentially mini heists that can be done solo. These pay out great during Double Money, especially the Union Depository Contract. You're going to get about $600,000 for that one during Double Money, so pretty substantial there, and it only takes you about 30 minutes. Also, we have Triple LS Carmate Rep on Carmate Races this week, which is great for those of you looking to substantially get your LS Carmate level up this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial, which is arguably the most difficult one, is down Chiliad. I highly recommend the Baddie 801 for this one, but if you easily get frustrated by these time trials, I definitely skip this one this week. For the premium race, we have the Supercar Race Arms Race. I highly recommend the Emerus, Krieger, or LM87 for this race, and if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Weaponized Ignis or the HSW Devest 8. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW Time Trial Specific Bluffs. As always, the HSW Hakachu Drag will be the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Sterling GT. It's a removed website car, one of the fastest with HSW. It has one of the best exhaust notes in the entire game. Plus, it just got updated customization about a year ago. It is 100% worth it at this price, and I highly recommend getting it if you don't already own it. Anyways guys, overall this event week is actually pretty good, being themed around the auto shop and the LS Carmate this week, plus some great vehicles on sale, including those awesome Benny's conversion costs, and a lot of removed website cars up for grabs. So overall, a great week for sure. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.